Okay, stream is live. Okay. Did I leave anything out, rules-wise? Right. Okie dokie. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I was just explaining the rules. So we're going to get started here in just a second. We have a good amount of people today. A couple of no-shows, which is always disappointing to see. But here we have Nate Bruner, always making a fantastic appearance. Okay. So for those of you wondering, we are going to be doing a round-robin style, the same as it's ever been. We've broken up into separate groups, so we'll be doing like fights from group 1, fights from group 2, fights from group 3, until everybody has fought everybody in their group once. And then the champions, the people with the best record, will fight amongst themselves to determine who the top 2 people are, who will go on to the finals in December. So without any further ado, I'm going to do a little ready check right here, and we'll get started. Okay, it looks like people are ready. Oh yeah. And if you have odd number of people, everybody gets a bye, which counts as a win. So find space around Gothwaite. Make sure you have a ref before you start. All right. Make sure the spectators keep clear of the fights. All right, here's Lilex over here. And there's Big Petey. Okay. Guessing the Emodian fight will go on for a while, so we're going to watch this one first. Refs, make sure to keep your distance. Here we have Valk against Reaver. And they're off. Dex Shear stun coming out pretty early. No purge. It's a smart move. Somproc is going to take a little bit of damage off of that slam. Not too much, though. Big Petey chunking through that health. Just as a reminder to our audience, there are no supremacy pots allowed. Lilex seems to be pulling ahead pretty significantly. I'm guessing we still have RR5 and IP up for Big Petey, so we'll see what happens. Oh, there's the stun. This could be it. I believe he does still have Purge. Yep, there it is. Purge and IP. Little run through levy action from Big Petey. Always nice to see. He should be able to get stun off soon. I'm guessing Lilex's immunity is faded by now. Valkyrie does still have Purge up, however. There's another backstun. Lilex landing these backstuns. One more good proc. Ah, so close. Man, that Reaver health regen. Okay, here we go. There's the Purge. Alright, and it looks like Emodian has defeated the Scald. Nikrita. Remember, spectators, to keep your distance. One more good stun from the Valk and this is over. Oh, and And that's it.
And there it is.
Lil X takes the first fight. All right. There we go. Good fights, good fights. So now we're going to move on to Group 2. Yeah, Vamp against Friar, Minstrel against Reaver. Oh, those should be fun fights. Okay. All right. I'm going to watch the Kaz fight. Where is Imagine? There he is. By the Roman Enhancement guy. Oh, okay. That's going to be a disqualification. He used the stacking NPC. I'm going to give him the chance to cancel his... Okay. Looks like now he's just going with the song. All right, looks like we're starting things off with the Mez. Maybe not. Contestants, remember you have 60 seconds to make a good faith effort to engage. Okay, there we go. Mez and debuffs coming out from the Minstrel. All right, looks like he's doing the classic hiding Minstrel. Oh, and Imagine immediately turns on the pet. See how effective this strategy is. Okay, Minstrel goes in for melee. Oh, and there's the Zephyr. Zephyr very early in the fight. Oh, there's the charge. Still going for the pet. He really wants to drop that pet. And the pet goes down. Yep. But Kaz is suckered into melee. He's got the side snare, though. Health regen coming out. Phase shift. Interesting. Wonder if that was intentional, or if that was a fat finger. Kaz back to full health. Debuff's coming out. And the kiting begins again. Spectators, make sure you keep clear. Imagine dropping to very low health. Should have charge back up again soon, assuming he's spec'd for charge 5. Yep, there it is. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's the necklace.
Coming over to watch a fight with you here, Boxy.
Cool, cool, cool.
It's watching paint dry over there with Cabesis. Dem Vamp is.
I was gonna say Dem Vamp against Friar is about as eventful as Minstrel against Reaper. Kaz is landing his side snares though, I will say. Mez coming out again.
Right. Kaz is in no position to pick up a new pet around here.
Yep, there are gray pets. I mean, they don't really
grays.
do any. Yeah, they won't really. Yeah, it was a good call by Imagine to drop the pet outright at the very beginning.
I'm surprised how much damage Kaz is able to do against Imagine right here.
Yeah, I'm assuming he has a good amount of wild power and he's waiting for those dots to crit. Yep. Yeah, if he can dot him down and keep out of life tap range.
This is getting tricky for Imagine right now.
Yep.
Now he's
without an IP.
Slowed.
Yep, there it is. All right, Kaz takes the fight. And now let's go over and watch paint dry with a Vamp against Friar.
Yup.
Yeah, if the Vamp has AMF, I mean, that's going to be a crucial swap in this fight. Love this little lightsaber weapon. Do you think that's actually Moment of Zen he's using? Or do you think it's
could be
transmogged?
Hard to say for sure.
Alright, I'm excited to see what this sidechain does. Well, against those Dem resists, I'm not assuming it's not going to be too effective.
I'm not sure this is going to be over before the end of the rest of the fights for the entire day.
I believe it. With a full bar of power, you could get a claw down. But yeah, the disease is really crucial. If I were him, I would Dem Mez and get a disease going.
Casey's been fully ramped the whole time. He hasn't been able to keep his pet up. The pet would seriously diminish the evades.
He's had the pet up 4 or 5 times now.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like he's using the Dragon Pierce weapon, right? That was just the proc from that?
Correct.
Okay, so yeah, he definitely, if he has an AMF, that's the weapon to use against a Friar. Any type of disease to stop that self-healing.
Yeah, it would be worth it even if your template doesn't normally allow for swapping.
Yep.
To toss it in, get that disease. The Friar still has a bunch of tricks up his sleeve. I don't believe he's mocked or even used meditation yet. Meditation's every 3 minutes.
So. Here comes the Vamp pet.
So he's been going after the Vamp pet because he can actually get Excommunicate off against the Vamp pet much more reliably and do a little bit of damage to the Vamp at the same time while healing himself significantly. But the pet should diminish his chance to evade while it's up. And there it is again.
Thing with the M-Vamps too is I'm assuming that Casey is not Shadow Mastery subspec. And the fumble debuff against Friars really does a number.
Yeah, Casey's been
we can get some claw spam coming out here. That'll pretty much end it. Oh, no, I guess he is SM subspec because he's been using the hot. Okay, here we go. This is going to be it. One more good claw. There it is. Not much you can do against a Dem Vamp in 1v1 when it's properly played.
I feel like the Friar still had tricks up his sleeve, but it was a bit of a fight with no way out.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Friar have any disease options against that vamp?
Other than CL disease, I don't think so.
Nope, pull off and CL disease, that's about it.
Yep. Let's see here.
But with the Dem, he's going to be, effectiveness debuffed, so even if he does get a side stun, it should last 5 seconds, but the efficiency debuff is 47%, so you end up with about a 2.5, 3 second stun. So there's just not time to get away. The Friars now only have 1 snare, so getting that 1 snare off and kiting.
Yep. Alright, I'm going to check out the Silent versus Vulcan fight.
Yeah, I'll start there with you, and then we'll move over to the other fight together. Oh, you can barely heal Gavin. Okay, let me see if I can speak up a little.
I can turn you up also in TeamSpeak.
Oh, that's
Try that first. Figure out how to do that really fast. Change volume. Here we go. All right, say something really quick to make sure I'm not blasting my eardrums out.
This is Gavin.
Okay, that should be better.
Looks like the ice fight has commenced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm checking out Vulcan against Silent on the hill over here. It looks like he's not trying to kite him. That's what I would have done. Let's see, he's probably a much better Scald than I.
Yes, Vitality during the fight.
Yes went LD. Is that what you said? Okay, there's the disease coming out. Okay, so that'll be a do-over. Oh man, Silent's taking a beating here. He still has all of his Scald tricks though.
Commanding lead for the Friar at the moment.
That's what you get when you try to fight a Friar in full melee. Oh yeah, he's got to use phase shift or something.
Vitality took down Tisuna.
There's a crescendo of some sort.
Yep. The snare nuke coming out? Yes, alright. And the disease. Landed. Okay. Gonna help. Again, I would play the alright, Vitality beat Tisuna. Oh, can I get refs please to Alright, so Vitality wins over Tisuna. Vulcan wins over Silent. Alright, well played everybody. So that does it for round 1. Okay. Group 1, round 2. This will be Emodian against the Lux. Do again against Akrita. And Big PD is going to take a bye. Yeah, okay. Got it. Just a reminder. No fighting outside of official fights. Okay. We're going to give it a second for people to hit the Testermatic if they have to. And we will go on bow. I'm going to watch Modian against Lil X. I haven't watched a Modian fight in person in a really long time. Excited. Just a reminder to spectators to please keep clear of the fights. Right. Shears coming out immediately from the Valk. Alright, Shears coming out from Umodian as well. Those Battlemaster styles are formidable. I'm a big fan of the new Warden styles that were added. Adding DPS to a class that sorely needed it. Alright, first stun coming out. Looks like he's using a Pixelayer Blade, is that what that is?
Getting some really good damage in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those new styles do quite a bit. The Modians always hit hard.
Well, it's having a little bit of trouble keeping up. There's a Warguard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or actually, I think I'm not sure if Warguard was popped there.
Oh yeah, that was Warguard. Yep.
Was it okay? Definitely Bolster was hit.
1v1ing a Warden is always tough. Alright, looks like Cricket's going to try to run and heal. Oh, and there's the Purge.
Didn't quite get the chance.
Yep. That's a very smart move. Modian.
If he had enough shield here, now would be the time to engage.
Yep, yep.
Get some health up. Oh,
I think this is over. There's the IP.
There's the IP.
Okay. I don't see how it's going to go any differently. I wonder if Modian has a Technomancer blade he can swap in.
Looked like the other one that looked like Purge was possibly Ghostly Metal of Valor being popped just prior.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, Lil's health is all the way back to full.
Alright, looks like the Reaver has beaten Yeus, and the Vamp has defeated the Scald in our other fights. Modian dipping a little bit below 80%, but I don't think it's going to be...
I don't think it's going to last for long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as he can keep him in the front.
Yep.
Lil's just not going to be able to get through PvT and the shield.
Alright, there's the, I believe that's the ABS debuff style.
Yeah, the smoke there, that's ABS. Black smoke. 50% ABS debuff.
Alex trying desperately to get off that positional stun. Just through the bubble, and with Umodian's footwork, I just don't see it happening. Another ABS debuff. What's the duration on that, Gavin? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't, but you know, I think it's up there, 8 or 10 seconds off the top of my head.
Yeah. No, it looks like Umodian's health is dropping. Farther than I thought it would be. They're both about neck and neck for HP. Umodian's starting to pull ahead, regen a little bit more. Yep, I have a sneaking suspicion that our final is going to come down to Warden and a Friar. Which I'm a little disappointed there were no Painworking Necros that entered the tournament. I would have loved to have seen Painworking Necro against Bone Army BD in the finals.
What do we have for Paladins? A couple or?
There's only one, I think. We had 3 or 4 sign up, but 75% of them were no-shows, yeah. Which is why we got a little bit late start. Everybody who's watching the stream, I do apologize for that. We had a couple of no-shows, so I did have to redo the brackets at the last minute.
Lil was able to escape and get some distance. That's going to be a full health heal.
Yep.
And then a re-engage. He probably should have taken the time to disease on the way in.
I was just thinking, yeah.
That snare was plenty long enough. He may get another chance to do it. And
I'm sure he will.
Going to be long enough.
Yep.
Things are going to be back up. Charge is going to be back up any moment here.
That's.
So
we resisted the ABS debuff just there.
Yep. Oh, and going for.
I will say one thing for Emodian is he is not laying on those buff shear styles quite as heavily as I thought he would be.
Well, he's going for a lot of power drains.
Which is smart against a Valkyrie if you can get rid of that instant heal, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is that, you know, Lil's template is probably very high on power regen. It's very easy to, I mean, not easy to fit, but it's something you want to fit a lot of.
And also with the pots of Omni healing so readily available these days, you know, it's a significant amount of power on a hybrid.
Yep, yeah, 70 power off the top of my head.
Something like that, yeah.
I checked. It doesn't say the duration of the ABS debuff, but off the top of my head, it's
like Lil's in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, he tried for the snare and missed. He whiffed it. I don't think that was a resist. I think he was outside of the arc.
That's just enough time to get a power, and there's a PBA heal.
Yep, there's the throw weapon. Oh, beautiful for the interrupts. I don't know what he's going to do now. If I were Lil X, I'd be healing right now.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what's going on.
Or you gotta...
Well, I guess he is back at full. Doesn't really need to, but I would have put up a Z's or something.
Right.
After you get the throw weapon, you have that 10-second disarm to work with.
Yeah, I'm not sure he realized that was a throw weapon that interrupted him.
Yeah.
Those power drains. So for the chain on the VW, I mean not the VW, on the Warden, it goes... well, he's not using it at the moment. There it goes.
Yeah, looks like we've got ML5, ML7 coming out. Yeah, I've got some power drains.
Looks like he's going to mostly stick to those.
Yeah, Emodian's never been one to just spam buff shears, and I mean, I think that would end this fight fairly quickly, considering there's no supremacy pots.
Yeah, if he gets down some attack speed, you know, some haste and such, that could spell disaster. This is not looking good for Lil.
Yep. Yep, there's the snare and run again.
And he was able to get it off. There you go. He's going to be able to get back up to full. Oh, if he moves a little bit further.
Yep.
He's got it. There it is, full health. I would continue to kite here and see if you can get a disease off.
He might not be spec for CL disease, and maybe why he hasn't been using it.
It's possible. So that Warden chain is, oh wait. Looks like
that's the first. That's Lil X's first stun of the match, I believe.
It's gonna be a lot of damage in that stun. Yeah, half his life.
Yep. And there's that Warden regen, taking you right back up. Was that an AF buff right there? What was that? The little golden vest.
Very good question. I have no idea.
Yeah, it looked a lot like the chant.
Could have been a spec AF buff that he put on himself. Maybe something got sheared. I don't know. Well, I guess it wouldn't have gotten sheared.
Yeah.
Maybe it just went down. It's been a long fight.
As.
Emodian was doing a little bit better when he was going for DPS, as opposed to the power drains.
Yep.
I just really think that the Valk is going to be able to get power back quick enough, even from 0.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really worth pursuing.
You just have to hope to catch him between PBA heals and heal pots and finish it. He already has once.
Lil X can manage to land another stun here. That could be it.
Yeah, this is Emodian's getting behind the 8 ball a little bit. Oh, there we go. There's an opportunity for him to heal himself, but he's going for DPS instead. Maybe he thinks he'll get enough off of procs. Doesn't seem like he did.
Right. If we have enough referee presence, we could do the next round of fights while this is going on, because this will take a while.
Yeah, I'm here. I'll watch something else.
Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna alt tab really quick and schedule. Yeah, we only need two refs. That's going to be KC against Kaz. Fatal Wolf against Tarask.
Imodian has gotten back in the lead here.
And Imagine by.
Will's on his heels a little bit. 50% health, 45.
Yep.
Oh,
and there's a good stun.
42% Lil, 32. Yep.
I think he's going to try that snare and run maneuver again, but he might not have the opportunity.
Oh,
and there's the heal. He's back up above 30%.
Gosh, if only Imodian could find a way to get...
There's a DD charge.
DD.
Yeah. Does he have a weapon? Can he stop it? Oh, he's going for the casted nuke again.
Rupt, but Lil's back at full health.
Yeah, so I'm going to finish watching this fight for now.
Okay, I'll jump over to one of the others.
And I think we only need 2 refs, so if we have CD and J, then we won't...
I can stay here.
Yeah, you can stay here for now.
It looks like Lil's got the chain down when he gets low on health. You know, pop your heal pod, pop your PBA, use that snare. But if that snare were to get resisted, it would spell disaster. Also, it is a cone, so if Imodian can find his way around the back.
Yep. Yeah, like when he was outside of the... Exactly, because that's kind of the one trick that he's been doing over and over again. Imodian purged it, I believe, the second time it was used. But
he may be able to again pretty soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he has purge up again and gets into that low health situation.
Is on his heels again. Here we go. Same thing.
Right. I'm gonna swap away from this fight probably after this round, if it's not done yet, and we'll just sort of let them duke it out for as long as it takes. As much as I would love to see the conclusion. Okay, low health again.
Very low health.
Go. If he can get that slam,
he's
got to get that stun. Start nuking now, Imodian. Start nuking now. Yes, here we go.
He's got it. Oh no, PBA
Instant heal. Yep. Oh man, takes you above that 35%.
Oh, and there's the DD again.
The snare's going to be too long. I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, it is going to be too long of a snare.
Yep.
Got another throw weapon.
Throw weapon. Yep. Lil really only needs that one heal point. Oh, he stopped.
I think he was going to try and get another heal in while Imodian was disarmed, but it didn't quite work out. He got one off only, or even a PBA. But the fight was effectively reset.
These guys are making their way all around Gothwood as well. Yeah, we should have purges from both parties coming back up pretty soon here. They're not back up already. I honestly did not expect... I know Valkyries have a lot of survivability, but I didn't expect this level of survivability from a Valkyrie.
Yeah, this is a little bit more than...
That raw passive defense isn't there, but the... yeah, the regen and the just ability to kite is really making a difference.
You know, and I think he's got just enough parry that he's able to keep Warden's DPS down enough, right? I mean, it is versus a Warden, right? If this was against a heavy tank, even in one-handed mode, I don't think the Valk would be able to quite keep this much health.
Yep. Yeah, like we were saying before, the new styles do make a difference, but it's just nothing compared to a heavy tank two-handed DPS. You know, they get The second they get a 9-second slam to stick, that's 75% of your health.
Right.
Especially with the new ablative stacking changes. You know, without that 1500 buffer. You know, it used to be you could.
Finally killed the Barghest. This fight's going over here still.
Okay. The vamp against the minstrel.
Low
you know, it's low health again.
Bad. Where's that snare?
There's
snare,
the slam.
Stun. Take him out, take him out. Getting some health back.
Getting some good procs. I don't think it's going to be enough.
He doesn't have any power. He wasn't able to PBA heal after that because he's completely out of power.
Oh,
there
it is.
Even though he just got 2 power taps off.
Yep.
I think that's a testament to how fast he's regenning.
Mm-hmm.
And he used a Omnipot, and then he was power leaked before he PBA healed. It still went off.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that the way to end this a little faster would be for Imodian to go a little bit heavier on the DPS side and forget about the power leaks.
Throw out a couple of buff shears as well.
Towards you guys.
Minstrel's kiting towards center of town. Okay.
Lil is going for deeps.
Yep.
He's got the full chain off and went for power.
Yep.
It was only the last style, but still.
Yep. I just think clearly the power tap method isn't working.
Maybe you should switch to endo tap.
I mean, he will win
All right,
eventually.
I'm going to abandon this fight and go spectate a different one. We did not set a time limit, so technically I guess these guys can go for as long as they want to. Hopefully somebody makes a fatal error soon, but I am going to head on out this way.
I mean, a snare resist is going to end this fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Be the end of it.
Yep. We've got KC against Kaz here. KC with the pet summon. Vamp speed is up. Kaz with the side snare stun on the pet. KC laying down the claw immediately. Putting that pressure on. Gotta force a couple of timers. Oh no. That was a good side snare. Kaz's side snares have been on point. There's the Dem Mez though. And the claw continues. Alright, there's Zephyr. That's good. I believe he made him blow Zephyr without blowing charge. The Vamp Pet still doing work. And there's a crescendo.
Sauce is down as well.
Yep, a lot of important timers down for the Minstrel.
Lil has gotten ahead of Imodian, amazingly enough.
Nice. Alright, looks like Kaz is taking the pet down. It's a good strat. Has the Mez, he has the time to regen.
Imodian's on his heels. Oh, there's IP. Back up.
Gladrick making a guest appearance. Once again, spectators. Plenty of space.
Imodian caught Lil in a stun. 18% health Lil, 5%, and IP.
Oh!
Both IPs back up.
Mm-hmm. Alright. It's a CL disease. Vamp Pet back up. I'm surprised how often that pet is getting summoned considering the power cost.
Originally the pet did do a bit of power tapping himself. I believe he still does. So you get some extra power just by having the pet up that you can put in reserves, and then on top of that being able to bolt for power every 45 seconds is...
There we go, we've got the claw coming out again. There's the IP from the Minstrel. I believe he still has phase shift. I'm not sure. Okay, instant stun has landed. There's the side snare. Kiting a Dem Vamp with all the new tools that they get, and especially the new mechanics for vamp speed, is actually incredibly difficult. Between the pet, the in-combat power bolt, the new speed, and of course charge. It's dicey.
Yeah, that speed, if he's Dem, is not a super powerful value, and it is still affected by snare. So.
All right, the fight is moving over towards the spectators.
One thing the vamp could do there is he could sacrifice his pet to break the snare on himself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't think he wants to do that because he can just be re-snared. You want to do that on a casted snare.
All right, we are starting the 60-second timer. Kaz has 60 seconds to re-engage. And there he is. Perfect. This could be it. He's very low on toys. He's committed to the melee. A couple of claws are going to end this thing. And there's Crescendo. In case you have the charge, or possibly a Dem Mez. Yep, I think this is over. Alright, congrats to Casey. Now let's check out the Friar Paladin fight. Another wonderful long duration fight. Fatal Wolf with the slam. I would be going for diseases here instead of trying to lay down the DPS. How's the Emodian fight going?
Valk changes cloak?
Not a whole lot going on the Valk versus Emodian fight.
Yep. So we knew there were going to be a couple of these fights in the hybrid category when you have classes like Friars and Paladins and, Wardens and Valks. It's always a couple of these fights that are just going to take forever. I think in the interest of making the tournament move along, we might have to call a couple of these fights in a draw.
Yep.
Because by the time these fights finish,
Emodian has gotten a lead again.
It might just happen all day. Yeah, I was just checking it out.
Trouble.
Wow, yeah.
Big trouble.
See if he can get that.
14%. He has no IP left.
Yep.
If he can get a stun, it's over.
Yep.
I think the power link's
trying. Oh, he's got him in
8%, 6%.
8%. No.
He's engaging. I would just CL nuke.
No. You got to stay in it.
Yep. Looks like Fatal Wolf is gaining the advantage over Tarask over here as well. Oh, did he get the snare?
And a snare.
Oh my gosh.
Got the DD, but he can't get out of that snare.
The heal procs off this Friar are rolling in. And there's a Lightning Storm. That's going to help. Nice little DPS boost. 2 Lightning Storms. Okay. Fatal's still at full health. Tarask at 47%. Regenning like a madman, though. Fatal Wolf can get a stun off. Get a couple of Lightning Storm procs. Possibly a disease. And this is over. Tarask is dropping fast. He's below 30. Tarask below 20. Oh, back up to 30. That Friar regen. Doing work. Tarask is dropping low. 4%. One more good hit and it's done. Oh, that regen. Doing work at low health. Here we go. One more good hit and Fatal Wolf takes the victory. All right.
Emodian has Lil on his heels again.
All right, we're going to have to call this one in a few minutes here. If there's no clear victor, we're just going to call it a draw.
I don't think that they would be getting heals out of group, even if it's PBAE.
Yeah. Because otherwise, Imodium would be getting healed with Lilex's PBAEs.
Right. Oh, not the same realm, though.
I tried to heal KCI after that last fight, and I couldn't.
Yeah. I'm gonna make the call here. We're gonna give this fight another 5 minutes, and then that's it. Right.
Red, I was saying not the same realm to the other pairing. Obviously, a Friar and Paladin in the same realm.
Yeah. Let's see if these guys. Okay, so if that's the case, we'll have to have everybody turn on no help, and hopefully that will solve the issue. Okay. In the meantime, let's go to our next round of fights. To be silent against vitality. Versus Tasuna. We'll start these, and then by the time these are over, if these guys haven't, well, their bracket will come back around after this round. So by that time, it's gonna have to be done. We'll just have to call it a draw if there's no winner by the time that this round of fights is done. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Ias against Tasuna. It's a good question. I was just looking for Tasuna. All right. Hey, look, I found him.
Alright, somebody just said that it would be great if Imodium could use Twiff, but again, and they postured that he's not spec'd for it.
Yeah,
probably right.
I definitely think he's not.
Would have been amazing.
Yeah, it definitely would have. Yeah, it would have come out. I think the first or second time they tried to.
Right. Kite away.
Yeah. Hey, Tasuna and Ias, can you guys move a little bit farther away? I'm with you. You guys can go to the other side of Goth. Because if you get caught up in that Valk AoE cone or something like that, yeah, this should be good right over here. Okay. Yeah, here we go. I'm excited to watch a champion fight. Looks like the shear was resisted out of the gate. Unless I missed it. go. A couple of Battle Master styles coming out. I was a little bit too close there. Got it with the PB AoE. ES takes the early lead. Tuna really struggling to stay alive.
Just too much damage coming out.
That's so much damage coming out of that champ.
And
yeah,
that.
And that's it. That was a quick one. Right. Okay, and that's going to be it. This fight.
Minstrel's asking for another pet.
Yeah, it's done.
Yep, their group has come back around. It's been 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's time to call that other fight.
Yep. And they're still going at it. They really want to finish this. All right, I'm just going to jump on over to me.
Yeah, they're on their third set of IPs. I think both of them have it up right now. And that's that.
Yep. All right, that's a draw. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's mark that one down. Okay. Now, round 3, group 1. And that's going to be... Oh no, looks like Hugane has to go. Oh, that's a shame. Right, well, I guess if he's going... Let's see. Shooting against Neck, Lilith. Okay, I have to redo this bracket really quick. Okay. First round was Umudian against Nakrita. Second round was Umudia against Lilex, and that took forever. So it's Umudian against Big Petey and Lilex against Nakrita.
Oh, Nakrita's already started fighting. Oh, Big Petey, gotcha.
And Nakrita against Lilex.
Oh,
did they start fighting
yeah.
a different fight?
Yeah, Big Petey started fighting Nakrita. Should we?
Yeah, because they should have already fought, right? Hang on. Oh no, Big Petey would have fought Lilex.
Right.
Okay, no, that's right. Yeah, okay. Never mind. That's right. And then Umudian already fought Lilex, so they're sitting this one out. And then the next round will be Umudian against Big Petey. Okay, cool. So it's just the one fight. Where are they at? Over here? Okay, perfect.
Reaver has a commanding lead. And this is probably it already. Nope,
yep.
Not quite. Almost. There's already been a Zephyr.
Yep, and that's it. Big PD takes it. Okay. On to Group 2, Round 3.
Yep, Reaver's too strong.
It's KC against Fatal, Imagine against Tarask, with Kaz taking a bye. So Group 1 is actually only going one more time. Okay. And I will spectate KC against Fatal for this one. Modi and the Custodian. Oh my god. Chat, you guys are crazy. Okay, I've got Fatal here. AC. You have eyes on the vamp?
He's right here.
Ah. Okay.
Coming in.
Coming in hot. On that dragon mount.
And we're off.
Off to the races.
KC already powering up. I always have a tough time telling apart the DF CL-15 weapons from heaters in Alb.
Yep.
I'm gonna assume that's a DF weapon?
Yeah, I believe that's a DF weapon.
Yeah, as I can see it a little closer now, getting in close, it's quite ornate.
Yep.
Vamp is in leather, but with that magic buff,
yeah,
you're not going to do much damage.
Exactly.
To a Dem Vamp, even with the heater. Especially not only as a one-hander. Dual wielder, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. We've got the slam. I believe this is his lightning storm blade, the voltaic that he's got transmogged into.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. There we go. We've got the claws starting to come out, and there's a crescendo.
Fatal Wolf taking very little damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we've got the charge to catch up. Okay. And the mez. Oh wow! Pulling out all the stops. Oh man, he really wants to kite. Yeah, I think I would have saved the mez for when charge was up, or at least kept him mez for the 40 seconds of crescendo duration. That was a long way to kite just to heal.
It gives him plenty of time to get his and all his other toys back up. His insta heal, and some of those things are quite long reuse timers for a 1v1 fight.
All right, looks like Imagine has beaten Tarask. Reaver over Friar. Yeah, Fatal Wolf taking very little damage. Dem Vamp against Paladin.
And KB as well. KB taking almost nothing for damage in that slam. I imagine even hitting against plate, he's still completely powered up, though.
Yeah. There we go. We've got a couple of procs coming out. I was about to say, where are those claws? Yeah. Yeah, this is what we're looking for.
Take some damage.
Yeah, I believe Fatal still has his Realm Rank 5 up. Probably IP as well.
Yeah, the damage is stun right now.
Yep, the damage is starting to come out. I wonder if he spec'd for that backstun.
It's only at 40, so I would assume he is.
Is that on Pendragon as well?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yep. Right. Oh man, a lot of damage coming out. Looks like I believe KC still has his IP as well. Yep, there it is. Okay, that's a big IP.
Yeah, earlier than I would have expected.
Oh.
Oop, just in time apparently.
Yeah.
Because now I took a stun.
Okay, and there's the purge. Looks like Fatal was going to kite and heal. Nope.
Not enough time now.
Yep.
I hope he's got his IP ready.
Yep. And the claws are coming out. There it is. Right back to full. Man, that power generation off of this vamp is stunningly high.
Yeah, I wonder if he's using...
Does the Realm Rank 5 affect pet damage?
The pet is a controlled pet, so it's a member of your group. I would expect that it does. It doesn't seem like KB's hurting for power at all.
No. No, he's able to lay down those claws.
5, 6 claws in a row, 7.
I'm guessing he probably has a good amount of siphon in that template as well.
Yeah, 10.
Yep. There we go.
There's the stun just in time.
He's not going to be able to kite and heal with that pet on him, but yeah. His charge is going to be back up, I'm assuming, or he can do the dem mez. Yep. Yeah, with that pet, there's no way.
Yep, and he could also have used his rupt from his bolt there.
Yeah, this is going to be it right here.
Where's Fatal? Well, Fatal already used his rank 5 apparently.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And that's it.
I didn't even see it happen.
All right, vamp over Pally. Nate Bruner. Classic Nate. All right. Vamp over Paladin. It's an unexpected result, if I may be honest, but vamps, expressly dem vamps now, are extremely powerful, and that pet preventing the kite and heal was absolutely crucial. I wonder if things would have been differently had he focused the pet.
Yeah, I think he would have just been able to get the pet right back up. As soon as he wasn't taking damage, his health would have been in much better shape.
Alright, Group 3, Round 3. We've got Silent against House, if that's how you pronounce that name. We have Yias against Vitality. And we have Tasuna against Vulcan. After this, we have 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds. We are more than halfway done. And the long, arduous fights are, I believe, completely over. Let's see. Vitality is a vamp, correct? Kind of want to see vamp against champ.
Yeah, Vitality is a vamp.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how big of a difference these debuffs make versus just that dem vamp defense. Alright, looks like the buff shear is coming out. Oh, he's just gonna kite away. Okay. Did you? I didn't see him pop his realm rank 5, and against leather, I mean, it doesn't. It'll help, but it doesn't make that big of a difference. Got a couple of Bladdermaster styles coming out. Vitality taking a good amount of damage.
It doesn't
the charge away. Throw a weapon.
It doesn't appear Vitality's Dem.
I was about to say, it doesn't look like it. No pet. See some
Might be
resist, but it doesn't mean they're high level necessarily. Although I believe he did have the buff shear, did he not? So that would be 45 at least.
I mean, that might not have even been charged. That could just be the high level speed buff. Maybe that's the angle he's going with this fight, is to be able to kite, permakite.
Yeah, it must be.
We're gonna start again.
We're gonna start our 60-second timer here if this kiting continues.
He did just get up a.
Oh, he just pre-powered against a mob.
Nice.
Nice.
And he did get up some sort of magic resist buff, so he's got at least a sub-spec in Dem, if not higher.
Yeah, I believe I saw him use the buff shear, which would indicate that he's 45 at least.
Oh my. Okay.
That could be. I could be misidentifying that spell effect though. I haven't played my Vamp.
It certainly looked like it. No, you're right.
Quite a while. That right there. That was just used.
Mm-hmm. He's just taking such a beating for being Dem.
I was gonna say, yeah, if Yuz can get a back stun, I mean, this could be over in one stun.
You know, it might have been that he put up maybe the melee resist buff on Ink, and then Yaya switched to energy, or is it spirit damage?
It's energy, I believe.
Is it energy? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I switched to energy. Something like that may have gone down.
Looks like Tasuna is away. Let me see if I can bring him out here.
And there's the Mez.
Yep, it looks like he's not in game. Looks like Tasuna, I believe, is that Benice? Is that Benice's character?
Yes.
As logged. It might be an LD, it might be just bailing. But we'll see. We will need to redo this bracket if we have a elite. And the Reaver has defeated Silent Speed in other news. Quite a bit of kiting going on here for Vamp against Champion fight.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just got a bunch of speed. Not entirely sure from where.
He might have that Chapter 5 necklace.
It's possible. I didn't see anything pop.
Looks like that was Medal of Valor, actually, maybe, that he just used. Maybe not. Doesn't look like he's doing too much regen right now.
I mean, those Battlemaster styles are going to be taking off any key buffs that the Vamp has left, which are going to include his Dem Vamp buffs, because Vamps don't have a ton of buffs
that looks like the Realm Rank 5 right there. Oh, he turned his back, but he was not able to get that back stun.
Yeah, he'd still.
Is that an IP I just saw? Yes, it was.
Still been going for a power leak there.
All this running through, I would expect to see at least one just lucky random backstun from the champ. Both contestants below 50%. That was a big hit. Oh, and there's the Dem Mez.
Yeah,
we've got the kiting game. Yep. Was that a purge right there?
There's a snare. No, it was a hit from the.
Okay. From the power bolt. Okay.
Power bolt, yeah, and then immediately, yeah, it's got a snare on him, so he wasn't able to kite any further or heal anymore.
Yeah, Vamp's in a tricky position. Oh, here we go. This is going to be it. Yep. This will be the ball game.
That's that.
Vamp takes that fight. Okay.
And your winnings are on the ground, sir. Get your coins.
Okay, so what we are going to do is, instead of redoing this bracket because we have 6 people, we're just going to take buys. So Volcom will take a buy on this fight. And then we will continue as normal with people who would have fought Tasuna just getting an automatic win. It's much easier than just completely redoing the brackets. All right, so our round 1, our last round for Group 1. or sorry, round 3. Our last round for Group 1 is going to be, or actually, I suppose technically it's round 4.
Looks like the test-o-matic needs to be reset again.
Sorry,
Okay.
okay, I'm back.
I believe it will be Emodian against Big Petey, Warden up against Reaver. Probably be another big fight. And then Lil X against Nikrita.
I think this one's going to go a bit faster than the Valk versus Warden.
I should hope so.
Yeah, those 3 DDs that he can cycle every 15 to 20 seconds are going to do a lot of damage.
Alright, after this I'll tally up the scores from Group 1, and we will announce our winners. For that particular group, not for the entire tournament. This will be the last round for Group 1. Where is Rita? Where are you? Okay, I'm going to spectate this fight. You guys want to go to the other side? Or if they're going up the hill? No, that's probably fine. Okay. Oh, look at this. I can see both fights from up here. Nikrita trying to create as much space at the beginning as possible.
Big Petey versus Emodian has started.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and Lil X against Nikrita is out of the gate. Ooh, backstun right off the bat, and purged.
Emodian getting next to no damage in on Big Petey, even during a stun.
Yeah, Reavers are tough fights for Wardens.
Yeah. I noticed that Big Petey's not running his... Oh, there it goes. His PBA damage. No, actually, he still doesn't have it up.
Nikrita had to Zephyr out of desperation. He's below 25%. Ooh, and there's, that looked like the first aid. Or possibly IP. I actually couldn't catch which one. Either way. Lil X putting out serious damage. Oh, there's the Mez. Looks like he's going to try to go for the side stun. Yep. See if he gets that parry.
Emodian's keeping this fight going down here at the bottom of the hill. He's been successfully able to keep the Reaver in his frontal arc.
I think this fight's over up here. Lil PD just got a full duration stun. Nikrita's at 0%, and that's the game.
And you might want to come down to this one pretty quick. Big Petey just got off a great stun on Emodian and got a couple of levies in.
Yep.
So got Emodian's health dangerously low.
Mm-hmm.
Big Petey just putting out a little too much DPS.
Yeah, Emodian's not really finding the defense he needs to find against a Reaver. Seems like. You know, I did just get here.
he's been able to block, and PBT's been absorbing a ton of blows. He's doing a great job doing what he can do.
Well, what's going to whittle you down is those spells.
DDs, yeah, it's all about the spells.
Yeah, and then if eventually when a stun does get landed, it's just devastating.
Yeah, Emodian got himself back up to full with that IP and hasn't dropped from there, but he's made no progress on Big PD whatsoever.
Yep.
He's also not been able to get through the shield. As he keeps Big PD in his frontal arc, he's also in Big PD's frontal arc most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Warden damage, even with those new styles against a Reaver, it's just not enough.
Reaver templates are almost a mirror in a lot of ways, right? You've got a ton of heal procs. You generally have something close to 25% heal bonus, or maybe you're even overcapped.
There's the Bane Spike dump as well.
Yeah, this is...
I think I probably would have saved my Bane Lords for a slam at below 50% instead of from 100, but it's just me.
Yeah, Emodian doesn't have another answer here to keep the Reaver off of him as his health gets low now.
Yep. There's just too much of that magic damage coming through, and Big Petey's finding a surprising amount of successful strikes here.
Yeah, he's now gotten through the defense. You know, standing inside of your opponent.
Modian's going to have to heal up here.
Inside. He doesn't have time. He just went for the heal pot.
Is that I believe that was
Skull of the Soulkeeper, or could have been a BP heal pot.
Yeah, no, that was not a
Omni.
An Omni regen.
Yeah, BP heal pots are ever.
Crystal Fenton?
Yeah, could have been Crushed Crystal. The BP heal pot is slightly higher value, but it doesn't give you the power or the endurance, which Modian doesn't particularly need.
Although I think this is over.
It is.
One more DD and it's done. Yep, and Modian goes down to the Reaver. Good fights, good fights.
You know, great fighting by the Warden, but that matchup is just not on the Warden's side.
So that is the end of Group 1. We'll get on with Group 2, and I will tally the results. So round 4, we're looking at Tarisk against Kaz and Imagine against Fatal Wolf.
So far, the biggest upset for the Reavers has been the Minstrel versus Reaver. I'm really excited to see what happens with the. Are there any Friar Reaver matchups? Has that transpired yet?
That has happened, I believe. That was the last round. Round 3 was.
I didn't catch that.
Imagine against Tarask. I don't know if Vulcan has fought a Friar yet. Yeah, he did. He fought one in round 2. He fought, a Reaver. Yeah, he did. He fought Howis, or again, however that name is pronounced.
That's too bad. I would have wanted to see that.
Hey, well, I think Friar versus Minstrel is going to be fairly one-sided. So I am going to. I can spectate the Reaver Paladin fight. Got Tarisk over here, just waiting for. Oh yeah, KC is you're taking a bye for this round. Here is Imagine. Imagine to the hill. Imagine Tarisk is waiting for you on the hill.
It's Imagine versus Fatal Wolf.
Oh, whoops, right. Sorry. Nope, I accidentally summoned him.
Oops.
Hang on.
Yep. Come on back.
My bad. All right. Let's get this thing going. Oh, 0 damage done by those DDs.
Yeah, and that happened last round too against the Warden. Very little damage in the first finger roll.
I'm sure there's a magic ablative or some type of use that they had up.
Yeah, I think I saw one get resisted right there.
Man, those procs, even against a paladin, are doing significant damage.
Minstrel's came through.
It's like, again, they're just going for the pet every time. I mean, it's a good strategy.
Paladins have such high AF and big ABS on their armor, but Reavers have that ABS debuff that they can pulse or even single target.
Yep.
They can just constantly keep the damage up. Fatal Wolf's trying to stay one-handed to get through the shield that he can't see because SOM mode.
I always thought that was one of the funniest things.
And there's a couple more levies.
Yep.
This is going
to be it. Oh, there's the IP,
They
just in
take
time. One swing away.
Yeah, we should still. I mean, I haven't seen rank 5.
Imagine has been at 100% HP basically this entire time.
Yeah, matchups against Reaver. There's only a few that are.
There's such a phenomenal dueling class. I mean, there's just not much to be done. Yeah.
You almost need to be a dual wielder to get through the shield.
The shield and the parry. Usually Reavers have a decent amount of parry.
Mm-hmm.
That even a dual wielder does nothing against.
Correct.
I believe it used to be the two-handers would penalize your
parry.
Yeah.
Right. But not for a long time now.
Yeah, it's been
and
quite a while.
Wolf taken some more levies.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be all she wrote.
Yeah, unless he has that realm rank 5 available to use.
It's been pulsing. It's going.
Oh, it has been. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the couple
I did not see it
over and over.
Gotcha.
And it's over.
Yep.
He's got no tricks at this point.
Yeah, one more slam and it's a game set match. Yeah. This is a much more one-sided matchup than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it really does come down to the classes, but okay, looks like we're going to get some heals. It's good to strat as any.
Quite have time. He's got to stop and heal pretty soon. Oh wow, he was able to get out of range.
And he'll be able to get one, maybe two off. Nope.
Any. Yeah, you need to stop and heal.
I was going to say that was a little bit too much kiting in my opinion. I mean, you wait for your swing timer and then you go, and sure you're right next to him, but you can still get 2 majors off before he hits you with an instant. Yeah, I believe.
Another stun.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Just enough time to get off his.
Kaz has defeated Tarisk, the minstrel over the friar.
Wow.
I could have predicted that result. Against something that
kite game.
I was going to say, against any class that can kite, there's very little a friar can do.
Yeah,
even Volcom, who's spec'd for those snare nukes, will have a very hard time against any type of caster, any type of kiting class. That's why I was very surprised when Silent Speed didn't kite him in the first round.
This is it for Fatal here. Hope not.
Well, we've said that 3 or 4 times now.
Well,
I think we need. I think Imagine needs to get a side stun. That 5-second slam
is
just not enough. Yeah, or even an off block for the 7-second. I think it is. Yeah. See,
Ooh.
that's the strat right there. You can get 2 off before they get up.
Yeah, Fatal waited a while to cast the heals, which is a good thing.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you have to make sure that you don't get
damage shield, right? Because damage shield would have interrupted him for a long time, though I don't know that Imagine has a damage shield up. It doesn't appear he does.
And even then, sometimes it'll just hit you with the timer, regardless of whether or not you've taken damage in the last couple seconds.
Yeah, it's based on your swing timer if you haven't taken damage.
Oh, well, it took a little while for Fatal to get into the swing of things, but now it looks like he's putting up a much better fight.
Yeah, he's taken the slam opportunities to heal up, but Imagine's taking the slam opportunities to completely obliterate.
Yep. I think if Imagine had a legendary to swap to with the lucky proc inside of a slam, even with only getting 2 or 3 levies off, that might be all he needs.
Right, that was an incredibly short stun. Oh, there's the
purge. Okay. Yeah, I think he's going for the just a regular slam, and it's just not long enough duration to drop that pally from anything above 40%.
God, it seemed like less than even 5 seconds.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe it's because he's double slamming, right?
Yeah.
Accidentally. If you're really paying attention, you can get yourself out of a double slam by, switching weapons or going to cast CL in between rounds or something.
I'm very impressed with how well Fatal Wolf is surviving here now. I mean, he is on one of the highest survivability classes in the game, but even so, the fact that he's dipped below 10% HP multiple times in this fight and is still trucking.
I mean, that was only 2 rounds from the back. Just feels like it's so much less than 5 seconds. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of
He's gonna
anything
have
that
to
would
heal
be...
here. Yep. Oh no, he didn't wait long enough. Oh, that's gonna.
One.
Yep.
Only got
Well,
one off.
he still got one off. That's better than nothing.
It looked like he group healed, not
Yeah, and that was exactly. Yep, I just saw that. That was a not a single target major.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to take the time to target himself or something.
Is that Realm Rank 5 again? Is that what that was? Or is that just a normal pally?
That would have been just his insta heal.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't think it was up that often.
45 seconds or something?
For the not for the no for the Realm Rank 5 I was talking about.
Oh right, yeah, no, rank 5 is, gosh, 15 minutes I think.
Wow. Here we go. Okay. Oh, that whiff is gonna cost him. A whiff and then a resist. I think Fatal is just delaying the inevitable at this point. If I were Imagine, I'd be just kiting and CL nuking.
Oh.
Oh!
Nope. It's not waiting for that timer. One.
Yep.
Oh, we didn't get the second off.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Imagine can get that off block stun or the side stun. That's all he's gonna need.
There it is. This is it. Come on, one more.
He's been throwing away a couple of swings. He's been throwing away a couple of swings each slam. It's really preventing him from securing the kill. The best thing to do in those situations is just sheath your weapon, take half a second to get in the proper position, and then go for the swing. Because then at least you're not wasting a full combat swing timer. He just needs a longer duration stun. He can't just keep hitting that slam over and over again.
Yeah, needs to be doing a little more run through than. Oh, there it goes.
That looked like an off blockchain actually, not a slam. Oh no, never mind.
The SDDs.
If he has Reaver Realm Rank 5, he could secure it right now.
No.
Here we go.
Fatal Wolf got it off again. He's only getting a one heal in again.
He's gonna get that one heal off, yeah.
And not the second.
It looks like a crit though. That was a lot of healing.
That was a ton of healing. I didn't see if the cup went off. If the cup went off, that would have been his group heal on top.
No, I didn't see that.
There it is, group heal.
Yeah. Right. Are all the other fights for this round done? We might just skip ahead here. Yeah, I think we can go ahead with the next round. All right, I'm going to call it. We're going to the next round. Maybe silent against Yus. It's going to be Tasuna, or sorry, Howis is taking a bye, and it's going to be Bulkham against Vitality. Gavin, if you want to stick with this fight, yep. Imagine and Fatal, then I can ref one of the other ones. Or actually, we won't need to because we have 2 refs, but I am going to spectate a different fight.
I'm watching Champ Scald.
You're watching Champ Scald. Okay. Yep. Well, they started, so I'm already here. See if Silent can pull out a win here. Could be over very quickly. Was that just the snare? Oh boy. That is such big damage from that champ. An ST would have sealed it right there, I think. Oh wow. There's the Zephyr. Silence got that first aid. Now would be the time to use it. Ooh, did not have enough time. That's the snare. Debuff's coming back out. And there's the phase shift. more swing, and it's one more connect, and it's over. There it is. Eus takes round 4. Let's go check these guys out. We have Vamp against Volcom. Okay. A lot of strafing coming out. Here come the claws. Volcom finding it very hard to connect with those chains. Oh. That claw. That new Pierce chain is really doing a lot of work. And Vitality is rocking the AMF as well, which is the thing to do against a Friar. Oh, Vitality dropping dangerously low. Forcing the IP.
Is he running 41 Pierce for the crit claw?
I believe so. I can't say for certain. It's cutting very far away. There's the first aid. Okay. Yeah, Volcom horsing up. Taunts and power bolts coming out. Volcom going for the power leak strategy. It's got to prevent that claw spam. Volcom at full health. Vitality's dropping below 50% again. There's the Dem Mez. Oh, and there's the Purge. It's going for the snare nuke. Oh no, what happened? Interrupt.
I find it hard to believe, but Imagine's actually on his heels.
Mm-hmm.
Fatal Wolf has been able to get ahead a little bit in damage.
Wow. That I was not expecting.
I think Imagine ran out of power.
Yep, that is a concern. These longer fights as a Reaver. Is
Fatal
that it?
has taken
Fatal Wolf over the Reaver. Wow, he was on his heels for so long. Looks like we have a little mob aggro here. Oh no, that is the Dem Pet. Excuse me.
Fatal Wolf came back from 15% to win that fight 6 or 7 minutes later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was very impressed with that. Okay, side chains coming out from Volcom. And the ST. A lot of toys coming out here. This could be it for Vitality. One more hit, and it's over. Oh, and the Mez! The Mez comes out. He's still caught in that ST. He's at 7%. Yep. Oh, man. Not yet.
Heal pot gave him so much.
Yeah.
He should be able to just kite this for as long as he wants, really.
First aid will be up soon.
Volcom is... Okay, was closing the distance. Not anymore. Guessing he's tossed on a health myth. He's regenerating at quite the rate. Alright, there's the horse. Keep your distance, please, spectators. Well, without the ST, this is going to be an uphill battle for Volcom. The claws are coming out from Vitality. Volcom has very few toys left. There's the power drain. Stop that claw spam in its tracks. That's what we're looking for. That Dem Mez.
Mez again.
Yep.
He's been using it all night, all day.
I'm just very surprised at the Unity timer. It doesn't seem to be anything. I suppose it would only be about a minute.
Correct. Yeah, it's not. I mean, in these fights with how long they're going, it's nothing substantial.
Yeah. I got barred calling the 60-second timer. Re-engage.
Vamp's powering up.
I believe that is a call on Vitality. Okay. Let's see, we can probably start. You said they were so the fight is done. Okay.
You got that snare off?
We can start the other, the final round from group 2.
Vitality taking some real damage. Vitality very low.
Yep.
9%.
Yep.
Heal pot.
Volcom's still at full.
Back.
I think he's going to try that Mez and run trick again. We'll see if Volcom has.
Oh
no, he's got the pet. He didn't passive the pet. Oh, that's a fatal error. And there it is. Volcom takes the win over the Vamp.
Good job. Very good job.
Yes, silent.
Fighting a Friar with the new excommunicate chain is even on a Dem Vamp is it's quite a fight. I mean, you gotta maintain your melee charge. You gotta maintain your magic charge.
Oh yeah.
Both on the same timer and only a minute long. 30-second reuse off the top of my head.
Yep.
And so that means every 30 seconds you're popping one of the two, then back and forth and back and forth, depending on how much duration you have in the template.
Right. So we have the everybody knows their fights. We got Casey versus Imagine and Kaz versus Fatal. The Pally against the Minstrel. Again, I think I'm going to call this one before it starts. I'd be very surprised if he comes out with the win. All right, we have to redo the Testermatic NPC. Does the Minstrel have a buffed pet? No, the Minstrel does not have a buffed pet, unless he's buffing it with CL buffs. Reaver against Demvamp. I'm going to do the Kaz fight. I think I've only spectated him once. I think I've seen KC a few times. Alright, go on bow. After this we have one more set of fights, and then we will have the winners from groups 1, 2, and 3 duke it out and find the first and second place. And we are going to take a 5-minute break before we do that final. Make sure everybody is well rested, good to go. All right, Mez and DD's out of the bat. I'm guessing we're going to see some of those debuffs coming out. here they are. Fatal going immediately for the Templar pet. Pulling off to go attack the Minstrel. Fatal down to low health.
That Templar pet's going to do some serious damage to Fatal in the back there.
Yeah, if it gets any good double hits, there's not going to be much you can do. Kaz spending a good amount of time in melee with the Paladin, though.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be too afraid.
Yeah. And it looks like it might backfire. He's down to 53%. 40. There's a crescendo.
And crescendo almost.
You really have to watch that pally damage, yeah. Ooh, the throw weapon.
Oh, probably not a good idea for the throw weapon. Not going to stop that crescendo. Passive that pet.
He's going for the mez. Did he passive? It looks like he did. Yeah. But looks like immunity wasn't quite done yet. Health regen. Oh, and there's the crescendo charge from Fatal, it looks like. Yeah. We're going to have to see a Zephyr or phase shift or something come out here. There it is. Okay. Oh, boy.
We got one more hit.
Oh, boy. If he loses control of that Templar, it's done.
I don't know that there's much else you can do now.
Oh, resisted the mez. There's the IP. 2 mezes in a row. Okay, let's see if he's goes to the side snare there. There it is. All right. Yep, just in time. Just in time.
It might be too late.
No, there's the sauce.
Sauce, yep.
Just
Without
tools.
that sauce, though. Without that sauce, he wouldn't have actually pulled away.
This is not going how I expected.
That crescendo just so clutch.
My laptop just ran out of power, so I cannot watch Twitch chat.
Finally, a mez landing and giving Kazaz plenty of time, the Minstrel plenty of time to get some power and do some debuffs on Fatal Wolf.
Yep. He's got the snare on the pet, it looks like. Yep.
Don't know that it'll matter too much.
Just even letting that pally get into melee is devastating. Although it looks like he's doing all right. Although there is a lightning storm.
Not for long.
Yep. And here we go.
He does not have another answer.
He doesn't.
Here.
Yep,
he's
he
in
doesn't.
Trouble.
Yeah, he's got the phase shift, but that's only going to delay the inevitable.
Yeah, that Templar pet is not going to snare off of you. This looks like it's going to be it.
I believe this is going to be the ball game. Oh, wow. Good side stun. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta play that health regen.
Wow. Side stun and snare. Beautiful. You know, that throw weapon actually did work.
Templar casting self AF.
Oh, no.
And that is the snare nuke.
Beautiful snare nuke by Fatal Wolf.
If he still had his crescendo charge, that would be...
It might be up any moment now. No.
Oof, the mez.
Mez.
Clutch
nice.
mez.
Ooh-wee. Just in time with that flute mez.
Alright. KCI over Imagine. Got the Vamp over the Reaver. Yeah, no determination on this Paladin, it looks like.
No.
I mean, I guess with only a couple of Scalds and Minstrels in the running, it makes sense. Those side snares have been on point.
And
he's got to pass up that pet, though. Nope.
No, it was good. He had plenty of room. All he needs to do is get space. So it is going to give Fatal Wolf some time. Yeah, there we go. Gonna have to re-disease here. He's going for it.
Oh, looks like they both are. Kaz will land it, though.
Yep. This is not good for Fatal Wolf. He's a little bit too far away.
He's got to start pre-kiting now. Yep, there it is.
Yep. If he can keep this kite game up, there's really not much that
there's nothing you can do against that. I mean, he won't be able to get the Templar pet down, and... Although, Kaz does keep
his crescendo.
Passiving the Templar pet, I suppose, to save the HP, but...
Right, to pull it away.
Yeah.
Correct. to get Fatal Wolf re-interested in him on the Minstrel. But I think he might get the Templar down this time. Nope, not quite. But he is going to have to take too close.
Fatal has to watch that side snare. That's what's been allowing Kaz to create all the space. Yep.
If he can pulse heal for the pet in himself, meaning heal chant, that would be really nice right now.
I don't see how he's going to be able to recover from this.
He's
got the mez under 40%. Shouldn't be regenning because of the disease. Oh, looks like disease might have just faded.
Ooh, this is really bad for Fatal. There's no
big damage here. There's the IP.
Oh, he's going to be able to get the
Templar's going down now.
Wow, amazing resolve.
Now it's just a pure kiting game for Kaz. He gets into melee, it's over.
Yep, that was a big change in the battle. That was a big change in tide. I think Kaz sent that pet in way too early. I didn't realize how low health it was, that he was going to be able to 3-shot it.
Oh, and there's the snare nuke. This could be it. As far as I know, Kaz has no... He might have rank 5 for the mez, but...
He should have self-crescendo back up by now.
Oh, yeah. And there's the side snare. Fatal really has to do a better job protecting against that side snare.
Gonna go for
there's another snare nuke.
Oh, and the mez did not land.
Not.
It's going for it again. And it's still
and the resist. These mez is so unlucky. There's that side snare. Oh, man.
I think that first one landed, it's just he was still immune somehow. And the second one, full on resist. There it is.
There it is. Yep.
Third time's a charm.
Exactly.
Alright, Fatal Wolf remezed. If he happens to have... Oh no, he's wearing Shades of Mist. I was going to say, if he happens to have the cloak, he could pop a new pet for himself, but...
In the meantime, we could start going with the next round. This will be the final round. It's going to be Vitality against House. And Vulcan against Eos.
Well, unless there's an upset here, I think Fatal Wolf will take this eventually, so I'm going to move over.
Yep. And there's that side snare again.
You got that snare nuke off.
There's the self crescendo. And the mez. Oh. If Kaz can kite far enough, he might be able to pick up a pet from Avalon City.
It's not against the rules.
Alright, Lightning Storm. Could be a game changer here. That means no mez. For the time being.
Maybe somebody could port over to Yaius. I'm not entirely sure where they're at.
Alright, I am going to check this fight out. Oh, double STs. Don't see that every day. Like Vulcans is still active. Vulcan does seem to have the advantage here. Although that self-haste dropping is clearly turned the tide. Eus has an IP. He might be able to pull this out. There's the purge. Welcome, almost down. IP is down. Eus is back at full health. Oh, and there's the insta-heal. Kaz goes down to Fatal Wolf.
And Hayaz is dropped to Vitality.
And Vitality takes, again, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm just going to say House.
I think he has some other ones. Isn't Hayov also his character? So I'm going to say Hayaz.
One more solid hit from that champ, and there it is. All right. And that is the end of regulation play, so to speak. We're going to take a quick 5 minutes. And then we'll get on with the finals. I will tally the scores while people are doing that. Let's make our way back over to the rock.
Some exciting fights and some upsets so far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Paladin coming out on top versus the Reaver was, I think, the biggest upset.
Oh, yeah.
Of all. Especially because of the commanding lead that Imagine had for so long. And, I can't say with any certainty, but it just seemed like he couldn't keep up his chance and stuff anymore. He had just completely run out of power.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, after a while, there's just nothing you can do. DAOC. Okay, I'm just going to set to work tallying these up.
Carol, when you're back, Testomatic is busted again.
I'm going to double check the tally with the refs as well. So if you guys want to do an independent count, that would help me a lot. Okay. Okay. I think I have a good count here. So, okay. We need to do one tiebreak before we do our final round. Okay, so we have our winners. Group 1, we have Lil X and Big Petey. Group 2, we have Casey and Fatal. And from Group 3, it is Yeas and House. All right, so first fight will be Big Petey against Casey.
So we're going to drill down from 6 to 3, and then...
Essentially, yeah. And then somebody will get a buy at some point. I can just have a randomizer really quick, make us a bracket. And we'll be good to go. Okay. Okay, so for the first round of our single elimination tournament, we have Big PD against KC and Lil X against Fatal. Whenever you guys are ready, we'll get to it.
Alright, it started.
Here we go. Got Big PD against KC.
I think this is a really good matchup. You know, Vamp versus Reaver. You got the same issues with physical and magic damage that the Vamp had to face elsewhere against the Friar. But I'd argue that Reaver has a bit more defense against one-handed attacks. And
yeah,
tons of EDs.
between the shield and the parry and that natural regen that they get.
Right. You know, quite obviously have the reactive heal procs going off all the time, but if they don't take damage, they don't need to heal much. And so far that's been the case. Big Petey's taken almost nothing for damage, but KC is completely powered up. Got his pet out.
I don't know how much.
Buffs up.
I don't know how much that power is going to do. I don't think you can claw Reaver down from 100%.
No. Now he's trying to get that pet behind him as best he can. To screw with the chance to block. Chance to block, chance to parry.
Here we go. We've got the claws coming out now.
KB back to full health somehow. Just regenning strong with all those defensive toys up. Look like a weapon skill buff. Not enough power to put his pet back up after it died.
Well, that
power tap.
I was going to say that power tap might make a difference.
Yeah.
It's like he's turning this fight around against the Reaver.
He really is. Much more than I expected.
Reaver's still going to have IP up.
Reaver's having a very hard time getting around. There you go. Finally got a stun in. Some levies. That'll get some health back. Nope. Oh, right. The effectiveness debuff. That stun lasted no time because of the effectiveness debuff.
Yep.
And there's the pet back up. This is not looking good for Big PD.
No, not at all. It's a good thing he's not a small shield user.
You know, again, he doesn't have that PDA damage going. There we go. No, that's not it. That's the ABS debuff. And there it is.
Okay. The regen is strong in this fight.
Yeah, huge regen from KC.
Big PD's back to 71%. Here come the claws. Oh, not quite enough.
And Big PD should still have IP up. As well as... I guess he could potentially charge away. Don't know what it would gain him. KC would probably just charge right after him.
He does have the Demez as well, so any attempt to flee is going to be fairly short-lived.
Right, thwarted. Good point. Doesn't look like he had the effectiveness debuff off that time.
No, that's a full duration stun right there.
Yeah, but it didn't matter because there were a couple of would-be whiffs there. I think they were misstyles.
There's another buff shear. Yeah, the longer and longer a fight goes against a Dem Vamp, just the less and less chance you have.
Yeah, once they're powered up, got all their defensive toys, as long as they're able to maintain them, which doesn't seem KC's had any trouble doing that. He has plenty of practice. Fought him a number of times myself.
Oh man, looks like he's about to bite it. Did he already use that IP? I don't think he did.
No, I believe he still has it up.
Oh, that was the Realm Mark 5.
You know, I think he got a bunch of health back there from DDing the pet down.
Oh, there's the IP.
Yep.
Man, after these extremely defensive fights, I'm really looking forward to the light tank bracket. I want to see some all in.
Those go pretty fast at times.
Yep. I want to see Vendo. I want to see triple wield. Oh, the damage is just laughable with those resists.
Yeah.
That skill debuff, that variance is probably all over the place.
Yeah, that's one thing that Reavers don't quite have enough for. They can't, you know, they're not full into any line plus a bunch on top, right? They're only at what they need, right? In weapon and in shield and soul rendering.
Yep.
Soul rending.
I haven't been watching the Valk Paladin fight, but I'm guessing it's going to be just a question of as soon as the Paladin's out of toys. That Valk DPS and survivability is quite a bit to deal with.
You know, I'd be surprised if the Valk won, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't think that the Pally can just output so much.
Yeah, I would definitely have my money on Lilex in this particular matchup.
You know,
but I was wrong about the Fatal Wolf Kaz fight. So.
Oh, you called it mid-fight. You called it. You called it properly.
Yeah, once he got rid of that pet, there was just nothing to be done.
Yeah, I think the issue with the Pally versus the Valk in the other fight, you know, not on view screen at the moment, is that we established that Paladin does not have any determination. So, you know, those snares, those cone snares, are going to be just vicious.
Yep. It's going to be like when he was fighting Emodian. It's just, it gives you all the time in the world to do whatever you need. To answer the question, yes, heroism pots are allowed. It's just supremacy pots that are disabled, and comprehension pots as well.
Yeah, I'd expect that KC's running something like AOM7 here, you know, plus his 44% magic.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, when you know you're going to be fighting hybrids,
right?
Yeah, you can spec your RAs accordingly, and we are allowing respecs. RA respecs everything before the final matches, but just not in between matches.
Correct. Yeah, it's I mean, 59% second line magic resist is it's just huge, right? I mean, you're talking about even if you were to somehow debuff his resistances down to nothing. Let's say you're using, you know, a tempestuous weapon or something, right?
Oh, looks like this could be it. Yep, one more claw, and that was that. Casey takes the fight.
Yeah, he was on his heels the entire time. He was able to keep up some good health by hitting the bat with the DDs, with the life tap at least, and it was just a matter of time.
Excellent rear stun from Lil over here. Good damage coming out. Should be able to get one more swing in.
Wow, Fatal Wolf, very low health.
Luckily that natural defense from the Paladin.
He just snared him like you guys were talking about and kited away and healed up.
Ah, gotcha. You know, there I probably would have played it safe myself on Fatal Wolf. On the Paladin, I probably
go for those heals.
Healed.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe get one round in and then heal, or heal first and then get a round in.
Yeah, just that bursty regen from the Valk is just. We've already
IP.
IP immediately into the stun.
Ouch. Yeah, he wouldn't have had IP there with
those roundhouse procs just doing work.
Yeah, I mean they're going to do the most damage of anything that the Valk can put out. If he can maintain that cone DD on the Paladin right now, he's getting some good use of his insta DD.
Is that a poison cure?
Yeah, on Fatal Wolf's side, he has that every 45 seconds or 1 minute, every 45, I believe.
Let's go desperately searching for that back stun. It's only a matter of time, I think.
Yeah, this is going exactly as you said.
Oh, and there's the
got
slam.
The stun.
See?
No double.
Oh, no, that's the double. It's not going to be good for healing.
What are you doing? Why aren't you healing? There it goes.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, wow, he got 2 off.
Yep.
That was a really late second one. He still got it off. Very lucky.
So he looks like he's ASR'd. He's not swinging nearly as fast as before.
It's like Lil is just biding his time there with engage.
Some good damage coming out of Fatal with that one-hander, actually. I'm surprised. Those bleed styles. Doing a moderate amount of work. It's not going to matter once he hits that CAE snare, though. I think Fatal's only hope is if he can resist that. There's a good stun. Oof. Whiffs. The whiffs are real.
One whiff.
Yep.
And will he get the second one? No, blocked. No roundhouse for you.
See if you can get a couple of tempestuous procs.
That's
Or
gonna
not
be some
tempestuous,
big
excuse
hits.
me. Yep, there they are, the voltaic
Big
procs.
hits, big hits.
Yeah.
Lil had to use a toy there.
Where's that strength con debuff come from?
Strength con shear is coming from Lil's freezing chest or aura light chest.
Gotcha.
Ooh, there's the IP.
Yeah, Valks now have not only access to that cone dex quick shear that they've had for ever and a day, they also have a strength con shear in the form of a reactive proc on their chest, which is pretty high probability to hit. Fatal Wolf on his heels again.
Yep.
Oh, we got the stun in, but
the double slam. Oh, not gonna matter.
Get 2 heals off. He's still gonna
possibly
get...
3.
Oh, wow,
That's 3.
Wow. That was a...
Okay, we're gonna swap over to Casey versus House. This is gonna decide one of our winners the entire tournament. These guys will duke it out.
Got 2 full roundhouse chains that time.
Yeah, I saw that. A lot of damage on Fatal from those roundhouses.
I'm here.
And Lil's not being a slouch in this game either. Even though his health was high there, he was still making sure to heal himself with pots, you know, whenever the timer was available. Hit himself with the
let's see if KCI can take out a second Reaver in a row. Ooh. Looks like the buff shear was resisted right out of the gate. It's good news for House. KCI having much more trouble penetrating defenses here than he did last fight. The Reaver taking the early lead does not mean it's necessarily over. This fight going very differently. Alright, buff shear is landing. Looks like KCI not being able to find the amount of power he needs for that claw. House has barely dipped below 100% HP. Oh, he's going to have to use some kind of a toy here.
Well, with Chaos being Battle Master, at least those look like.
I believe his purge is down. He used it for the last slam. Not a whole lot of damage coming out though, but the power drains intermittently thrown in are making a huge difference in this fight. And does Reaver still have that strength debuff style?
Yeah, it's like the low-level frontal chain, right?
I believe it's an anytime. It's just a low level anytime. I don't remember though. But yeah, that would make a huge difference as Vamp's casting stat is strength, so it affects everything from power pool to claw damage, as well as their melee.
Yeah, 25, 30 value.
No, so it's not that big of a deal, but every little bit counts.
Well, the big thing here is I think he took a look at his competition and decided to go with Battle Master, which is a pretty ballsy move, I'd say. Banelord is kind of the go-to.
There's the IP from KCI. Immediately falling back down to around 50% health.
Yeah, Casey just cannot keep up the power against the occasional power leak. And if Casey can't keep up his power, he can't keep up his dem buffs.
Yeah, those purple dem buffs are so expensive, even with a new template.
And Hayas could take it one step further. He could even shear those dem buffs, because again, Vamp does not have a whole lot of buffs on the bar.
There's good flex stun right there. It's like a little bit of lag through that off the balance there. That's what I saw on my screen. How's the other fight going?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. I don't know what we're gonna do if we have to call one of these a draw.
Yeah. We'll have to maybe fight another round with maybe two of the other runner-ups. I'm not sure.
Well, at this point, the only thing we can do is sub in Yeas for one of these guys over here. But if this is going to be an hour-long fight, I'm not sure how we're going to have to approach that. Yeah, rock paper scissors. Someone says.
Seen it done.
KCI is on his last legs here. He's getting some decent regen out of that heal over time.
It doesn't look like it's gonna. Ooh, we got the pet up. KC seems to be. Oh well, I guess.
I believe he's popped a major hot in addition to the Shadow Mastery one. He's healing quite a bit.
I mean, I know Haos isn't getting off a bunch of snares, but it almost seems like Casey's snared. Maybe it's just the type of turning he's using. Some big hits.
Oh, little lag drag right there. One more good slam. Or mangle. It's over. There we go. 8%, 4%, and that's the game. All right. Back to our favorite two
just
contestants here.
On the other fight. I mean, that was really good thinking to have that power tap. You know, I think probably really smart at reading the competition and seeing that, you know, a Reaver, just the base set of the Reaver is probably enough to take on almost anything throughout the competition, and then, you know, being able to forego Banelord and pick up Battlemaster. Usually there's not a lot in Battlemaster that a Reaver would be after, but that power tap makes all the difference if you're fighting a bunch of amps.
Yep, one more good stun from Lilex here, and this fight is over. That stacked defense is just...
Fatal Wolf actually came back from a little bit lower than this just maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago. Oh, but that was a huge hit.
One more. One. There it is! And Lilex takes the cake.
Job.
All right, our final fight is going to be Lilex against Yeas.
Great job, Lilex.
This will be our last fight of the day.
Good job staying in there, Fatal Wolf.
Yeah, very well fought.
Yeah. I think that the fight before this one was just amazing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Valk against Champ.
I think it's really impressive how well the Valk's been able to do here. So the same problems this round. Champ being quite vulnerable to snare. So we're gonna have to watch for that. Now the Champ does have an answer if Lil tries to kite after a snare, and that's that the Champ can snare right back. Both will become snare immune. So Lil will have a charge at that point. So if he can hold charge for that situation, then he's free each time.
Yes, indeed. Let's see how it plays out here. We've got the bows and the instas. Stunned right out of the gate by Yes.
Amazing back stun right off. This is going to be really big damage to start off the fight.
Yep, there's those big Battlemaster styles. The buff shears coming through. He's doing what he can to try to avoid that back stun. Although it looks like Lil is managing to find his back but not connect. Lil down to 40% already. There's that energy.
DDs again.
Yep.
Man, huge procs.
That is such big damage. Oh my goodness. That's going to be over in one hit. There's the Realm Rank 5. Is this an engage? I believe he's engaging.
Trying to engage and hold him. Yep. That's a smart move.
Oh,
Very
okay,
smart
there
move.
we go.
Didn't have to IP as a result.
Yep.
Although
I was going to say he broke it a little bit early.
There's the
Where's
snare,
that snare?
and there's the counter snare.
Oh no, he threw a weapon!
Was not
that would have been the time to ST right there.
Wait, he's still got DDs. If he goes for a casted DD.
Nope, it's not going to
happen. Does he not have it? Guys, we need to move out of the way.
Yeah, move out of the way, please. Oh man, that was so close.
I mean, Yais is not giving him room to breathe either. There's still a lot of pressure on right now.
Yep. There's the IP. Oh no, that's not the IP. Excuse me. I thought I heard the IP.
This might be it. Oh wow.
I'm looking for that static Tempest. When he's low health like that, that's the time to use it.
Well, I mean, Lil's just gonna charge away from it. Man, he held that IP so long.
Yep.
Incredible.
Yeah, I definitely would have been scared into it before then.
Yep. Especially in the second or last round like this. I was almost wondering if he maybe forgot to go put it back up.
War guard's fading now.
But Yais really has not taken any damage thus far. With those debuffs on the Valk is just unable to get through his parry.
Yep. And especially because his damage relies so much on that two-part chain, that haste debuff is just killer.
Just killing him, just absolutely killing him. By the time he goes for it,
he's still not able to find the back.
Right.
Oh, and there's the two-part parry. Is that the parry stun, I believe?
Wow.
Nope, that was the purge.
Gosh, even with the purge, this might still spell disaster.
Yep. One more hit. There it is. Okay, so now we have... All right.
Great job, Yais. Fantastic job, Lil.
And here we have the free-for-all.
Yes. Suddenly.
This hoe is still here, so we do need to do one more fight. We actually do need to do one more. Just to decide who's first and who's second. Just for prizes. You both advance.
Yeah, we have our first and second place, but we need to establish who's who.
Yep. Exactly.
I think one of the commentators is going to die.
Yep. Now that it's more or less over, everybody needs to bully the refs as much as possible.
No, not yet.
All right.
Oh my god.
Go back to the middle of town, I suppose. Is House still here, or did he AFK? I hope he didn't AFK. If he is AFK, we can always just set up a fight for another day. That's not a problem. We can find a time that both of you guys are available. But hopefully he is here. We'll give him a couple of minutes. And if not, then we'll just set up the fight for another time.
So some fantastic fights overall. I just want to reiterate that I think that, you know, Valk making it as long as he did there is just incredible.
Yeah.
I think a testament to play, especially in that last round, especially with the other Valk going out relatively early. I felt that was a little bit more as anticipated.
Yeah. Oh, most assuredly.
Some fantastic play by the Valk, holding the IP for so long, being able to engage and wait for his PBA heal, even though he was in, you know, the single digits of health.
Does anybody know? Can anybody message House outside of game? If anybody's friends with him, that's watching right now, just to tell him he's got one more fight. And if he doesn't come back in about 3 or 4 minutes here, it'll be 6 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll call it. Because have been about 3 hours of fights. And once again, thank you everybody for sticking with us as long as you did. I know we had a couple of long ones in there, but overall, I think it was a really good day. I would have liked to have seen a Necro or two, but
in a way, I'm glad we didn't. You know, I think there's a couple of people here that would have given him a run for his money, whoever it might have been, but just that class kit would have been very, very tough to get through for
the thing about
a lot of the other classes in
the
the
thing
game.
about the Mordred rule set as well is that Warguard has some bugs, so you don't have that Warguard magic interaction that makes them so defensively powerful.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it doesn't work, if it doesn't work out right, or if it just also affects your enemy, everybody around you. I don't remember. It's been so long since Mordred, but there was a thing about Warlord on Mordred where nobody ran it because it either affected the person you were fighting or it just outright didn't work.
Yeah, I'd have to test that one. I don't remember. Cowering Bellow obviously didn't work, but we're not dealing with a lot of pets here.
I think it's that it affected the people around you. I'm pretty sure.
Wow, that's that's a big swing for your enemy as well.
Okay, we're gonna give House HAO about another minute here, and if he's not back, oh, there he is. Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep. Okay.
All right, the battle for first place.
And Eus is here as well. All right, perfect. So we can do this right in the middle of town. Make sure you guys are fully reset.
I don't think we could ask for a better matchup for the final here.
I agree.
A Battle Master Reaver versus a champ that has just been
dominating.
Dominant, yeah.
Has he lost? I don't think he's lost yet.
No, I don't believe so.
I think he's undefeated. Oh no, he was. So House actually beat him when they matched up in regular play.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So we'll see how this round goes.
And we need to
redo the Test-O-Matic. Yep. All right. Looks like Carol's on top of it.
Yep.
Perfect.
The Test-O-Matic is very fickle.
Disconnected from your channel.
And
all right, here we go. And once again, I'll remind the spectators to keep your distance. All right, go on bow. Yes. All right, here we go. Final fight of the day.
DDs are off early. Hayaz gets the early lead with the DD follow-up to Yai's DDs. Yai's did damage to him. Hayaz was able to get the health back with his life taps.
Yeah, Reaver taking an early lead over the champ, although that's to be expected, I think. That two-layer defense is going to be tough to get through. I'm assuming that's why the champion lost in regulation play, we'll call it.
you know, Yais is doing the backup game here when he should probably be doing run-throughs. Not necessarily trying to get that back stun. Of course, it'd be nice. Ooh. But
yeah, it's going to have to purge. He just used an important timer.
Right, Hayaz has way more defense than Yais, so if you are going to do run-throughs and sacrifice your defense, you want to do it against an opponent that has more defense.
Absolutely.
I think he's relying on his debuffs to get Hayaz's
oh, there's a good parry stun.
Block chance down. Wow,
immediately
lot
purged.
of damage.
Yep.
There's an IP.
There's an ST.
Hayaz. Wow.
Let's see what we have here.
Does he stay inside of it? No, he moves outside. That's going to give Yais some time to.
Well, we'll see. He still does have those instants to interrupt.
He does. He does.
So we'll see. We'll see if he gets any casts off. I don't think. Yeah,
no
I think
casts,
that
just
ST
pots.
unfortunately did not make much of a difference.
No, he might have wanted to use that maybe a little lower when he was in trouble himself. No, maybe not. I don't know. There's not a great use of it here.
He is in trouble here. IP has already been blown. A couple more hits and it's over. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't see any way he can come back from this.
Too much damage.
It's the defense, really. You know, you need that aggressive, really aggressive play when you're going up against a defensive class like that.
Yeah, you know, being on a hybrid HP table, those 3DDs are just going to knock you down so fast.
Yep. Not much to be done there. All right. So that's HAO first and US second, both advanced to the finals on December 10th.
That's too bad it was foreshadowed by the previous fight. I hadn't seen that one myself.
Yep. All right, so that's going to do it for us.
Yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and those that participated, we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much again to the refs, everybody who helped out. Your help is much appreciated. We would not have been able to do this without you. Oh, look, here's a Necro.
Yeah. A big thanks to you, Boxy, for you know, putting this all together, and Carol for you know, taking care of all the logistics and being our puppeteer in the sky.
Yep. Oh, look at that. ES isn't bound. That's funny. Yeah. So once again, thanks everybody. This is a really fun fight, or round of fights. Join us next week, where we will be doing light tanks on November 12th.
Light tanks should be a lot of fun. So probably some pretty quick fights. I think people will be able to draw them out a little bit, but I'd say much faster than these, you know, Reaver and Valk and Paladin combinations.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so it's light tanks, then heavy tanks the week after that, and then archers is our final group on December 3rd. We're taking a break for the Thanksgiving holiday, and so we'll be back with archers on December 3rd. But yes, light tanks on the 12th, heavies on the 19th, archers on the 3rd. Heavies should be a fairly short group. The fights will take a while, but at this point we only have 4 entries. So, while heavy versus heavy fights usually take a while, we'll probably get through them pretty quickly. Anyway, thanks again. That's going to do it for us. Oh.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to give away a time code for the stream chat.
All right, time code giveaway.
Just hang on, just another 60 seconds is what I'll do.
Sure.
I'll give him a keyword.
Sure.
1 second. Okay, it's going to be a keyword giveaway. So if anyone wants to take part in this for a 1-month time code, you're going to need to type the keyword into the Twitch chat. When I say go, it'll run for 60 seconds, 70 because I think there is a 10-second delay on Twitch anyway. So about 70 seconds, and then I'll roll a winner.
Cool.
1 second, let's see what the keyword is.
60 seconds to type the keyword. Just typing it in Twitch chat. After Carol says it. Oh, apparently you're really quiet. Hang on, I'm going to turn you up before you say the keyword. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Say something really quick.
Hello.
Okay,
Okay.
that should be better.
Okay. Keyword is 1v1. Letter V. 1v1.
All right, all right. Everybody has 60 seconds.
Napeburner getting in early and often.
Classic Nate.
Okay, we're at about 30 seconds.
About 30 seconds left.
One v one. If you're watching, or if you're listening but not watching, you need to switch over quick and type 1v1.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, you're still pretty low from why Clip is saying, I turned you up so much.
I don't know. Maybe it needs to be turned up in mine or something. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Okay, 5 seconds and then I'm gonna roll.
I've had this problem before with TeamSpeak where for some reason I hear it fine, but it broadcasts it really low volume. It might just be my OBS settings as well.
Well, I heard Gavin fine earlier on. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna roll. So stop. Okay. And the winner is the blood core.
Oh, Bloodcore! Congratulations.
Yeah. So get me on Postcan, Discord, or private message me on Twitch. Congrats, blood core.
All right, all right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for us today. Make sure you join us next week. Like I said, Light Tanks, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's probably going to be my favorite group to watch and commentate. So, keep that in mind. Keep it free. And we will see you all next week. Take care.